Welcome to Module 4, Unit 2, where we're going to be looking at the client acquisition stage, especially for gym floor and offline marketing strategies. So our learning outcomes for this unit are to identify the process of actually obtaining clients. We're going to be looking at creating a list of value building activities, again for more bite-sized and more longer form content, which may provide more value and therefore need a lower frequency. We're going to list a variety of gym floor strategies for you to try throughout the year, and then be able to use a variety of offline marketing strategies which go outside of just being on the gym floor, and how you can incorporate that into building that brand awareness. So talking of brand awareness, we're going to talk about brand awareness, know, like and trust on the next slide. But for now, and where I want to really set the tone is, what's in it for me? And this is what your client is thinking. They're thinking, what's in it for me if I hire you as a personal trainer? What's in it for me if I hire you as an online coach? So what I want you to do as a trainer, as a fitness professional, is take your feet out of your shoes, put it in your client's shoes, and just that little switch of mentality, and really getting to think about what they're feeling, what their problems are. Like in the previous unit with the activities, what did they say? What do they do on a day-by-day basis? If we can start off with this, what's in it for me, or what's in it for the client or the consumer, I think that's really going to help set the tone for your business and the upcoming units. So as I mentioned, brand awareness, keeping with the theme of being in the gym, if you've got another 10 trainers in your actual gym you're competing against to get clients, what you really want to ask yourself is, if there's 1,000 members, how many of those 1,000 members know of me? Remember, you as a person is still a brand. Because if no one knows of that you are a personal trainer in that gym, how can you then provide value to those individuals? And then how can you actually create a successful business where people are actually paying you for your solution services? So once you've got brand awareness, we got that like, and then we have that trust. So when it comes to the process of obtaining clients, and we saw this in the previous unit, it all starts off with a problem, providing value to that target audience, that avatar, and then having that solution which is monetized. So here's an example of a common problem, value and solution on a gym floor setting. I'm sick and tired of losing weight and putting it back on. Again, we hear that not only on the gym floor, but on our day-to-day life, whether it's from family and friends. So what can we do from an offline gym floor approach? Well, we could have a handout, which is never have to diet again. So the title itself is getting that awareness. Then we're providing some content and some value from them reading that, and making sure that what you say on the title actually is answered in that handout, and making sure it's actually in sync and not something different. Another thing you could do is eat the foods you like and lose weight seminar. So again, it appeals to that target audience, and once you have that there, you can have that in-person interaction. And even if there's 3 or 4 people or 20 people coming to your seminar, and whether you charge for it or not, it's probably a good idea if it's your first few seminars to not actually charge for it, but use them as a marketing strategy to provide value to that target audience, so that when you've done that and you've built that know, like and trust, you can then give them the solution. And it will vary based on your location and your target audience. It could be female semi-private training, it could be one-to-one, or it could be bootcamp style classes. Again, that's all going to be determined by your target audience, the location you're in, and how much disposable income they have available. So whenever we're looking at value building activities, we're going to have some which are more little bite-sized content things. So it could be at the end of a session, you could give them some homework or give them a fact of the day. That is going to provide a little bit of value, but you're going to have to be quite consistent with it. So a good example for this really is like an exercise of the day. You need a higher frequency with those types of things. However, when it's actually audio or in person or written format, it could be like a flyer, that handout that we just spoke about. That's going to provide a little bit more value, because it's going to take a little bit longer for them to read a handout than it would be to see an exercise of the day video, which may be 20 to 30 seconds. It could be protein bars. If you really like making protein friendly foods, You could create some, you could take them to the gym, people could try them, and then what you could do to get their data collection, their email, you could say if you want the actual recipe, put your email down here and I'll send it through to you ASAP. Or you could have a tablet or phone where you set a page up on your website, so when they put their email in, they then go into an email list and they get those recipes or a recipe handbook for free. Again, then you're using both offline and online marketing, which is the best of both worlds. Other stuff, visual and audio content specific to the avatar. So this could be a small lifting workshop. So you put on a workshop, you've got 3 or 4 people there, and you can give them a lot more of your time, giving them feedback and helping them improve their lifts. And because you're spending more time with those individuals, you're providing more value, and therefore you don't have to use it of a higher frequency rate as you would do of an exercise of the day type of thing. And then finally, you can then have one-to-one little taster sessions. So you could have a group workshop where you're giving them a little bit of feedback, but you're more so talking to the group or a target audience which have a problem. When you have that one-to-one interaction with that person on the gym floor and you're speaking to that individual, really getting to know that person, this provides more value than any other activity. It also takes up more time. So therefore you'll be able to, you'd have to do it at a lower frequency. So say for example, the exercise of the day, 300 people could see that. It's going to be hard to speak to 300 people on the gym floor. That's going to take up a lot of time and resources. But the best thing here is to have a combination of both bite-size as well as longer form value building activities. The more you can do those individual specific value building activities, the quicker it will be to get that person from knowing who you are to actually paying you for your services. So here's a little client life cycle from an offline perspective. First of all, they want to learn about you. So a client tells their friend about you. We hear referrals as being one of the best marketing strategies for maybe trainers which have been in the industry for 6 months or longer, and they find referrals being really good. It could be the sales team. So when someone's giving someone a tour, you could become friends with the sales team and they can learn of you, that brand awareness of the sales team going, oh, this is Luke. He's a really good trainer. Thank you, sales team. Once you have the learning phase, you have the consider phase. So it could be you speak to them on the gym floor. You're having a little bit of chat, that value building activity. It could be they consider you because they see you in the gym floor, you spoke to them, and then when they leave the gym, they go and look on the profile boards and they find out a little bit more about you. They're considering you as a trainer. Then we've got the dip the toe in phase, the try phase, and it could be that free workshop, again, that bigger value building activity. It could be that you take a class, you may do spin classes like I did for many years, and people get to know of you because you take those classes. These are great ways to actually build value with a group of people which have a common interest, like spin. Then we have the buy phase. So this could be your one-to-one PT, it could be small group training. Again, that's going to be predicated on your target audience. And then once you have that buy phase, we can then look at how they can carry on client retention with using and maintaining that relationship. And it could be social meetups, little Christmas get-togethers or client get-togethers. It could be little things like knowing when their birthday is and sending them a birthday card or just giving it to them in person. Building value with offline marketing. This is why I think offline marketing can build value quicker than online marketing. Because you have that face-to-face interaction, that body language, you can get that immediate feedback from that in-person interaction. It enables you to provide specific and instant feedback to that individual and specific value to those. Nothing beats in-person interaction. Like, social media is great because it can get you out there, but then when you can mash both of them together, it's a win-win combination. You can vary your message and tailor it specific to that individual. It's going back to what we had on the last unit when it was selecting your avatar and looking at an offline versus online. But with having that offline interaction, it enables you to speak in different ways to different individuals and provide specific value to that individual. And that's what's going to be key to get them as a client. So gym floor strategies. Your gym is a theatre. Your coaching is your performance. So first impressions do count. And every time you're on the gym floor, and a new member signs up, or there's members on the gym, everything you do, everything you say, people will be looking and they'll be judging. Like, people will judge you. That's what we do. They judge on how you look, how you portray, and how helpful you are. So really focus on that. The gym floor is your theatre, and you need to act in a certain way because you want people to associate you and your personal brand in a certain way, shape and form. So, are you not making gains? Are you not getting clients? So here's some gym floor strategies, and they're not anything major, they're not magical, but they're very, very effective, which have worked for me and hundreds of other trainers around the world. So first, know everyone's name. Don't be that guy or that trainer who's just like, you all right, mate? You all right, mate? You all right, mate? Actually try and remember their names. And a way to make this a lot easier is to create a member spreadsheet. It could be, right, if you know you have certain shift patterns, most people go to the gym the same time on the same days. It's called consistency. They're consistent for a reason. And then what that enables you to do is you can create a little spreadsheet or little notes on your phone or whatever it is. Most people wear similar clothing all the time. So you could, when you have that first interaction, it could be get to know their name. You then go back into the gym office, you make a note on your spreadsheet. Once that starts building up over time, it'll just help with that consistency, and you won't have to call them mate all the time, but you can actually refer to them by their name. And just a little thing like that actually matters. Think about your own personal customer service experience. Why was an experience more favourable than some which are less favourable? What are some of the things that that company did or that individual did that made you feel like they went above and beyond? And is the reason why you shop in a specific shop rather than others. I know I've had personal experience in the past, which means I won't go into certain shops, and I will make a conscious effort on trying to go to other shops because I've had a more favourable customer experience. What I want you to do is set daily challenges. Talk to someone new every single day. If you do that, then that means you've got 365 new names and 365 activities or options to provide value to on a yearly basis. Smile at everyone, be approachable and provide help. It doesn't cost you anything. Just smile, be approachable and help people out. Listen more than you talk. This is a good rule of thumb, is don't just be talking all the time and then not actually listening and finding out what that individual wants. Again, just going back to the first side doing this, what's in it for me rather than what's in it for you as the trainer. Provide the best service possible and let your clients be referral machines. If you truly care about your clients, and most of us get into this industry because we want to help people, and you probably sign up to the Academy because of that reason as well, to become a better trainer, then actually just be really, really good at your job and show empathy and passion and compassionate. And that will in itself, just by doing that, will help when it comes to client referrals. Another thing could be if you've got client slots where you're quiet and you want to fill those slots up, you could train when your avatar trains. Let's say you've got 11 a.m. slot and you really want to fill that up between 11 and 12. You train then. Be seen on the gym floor. Again, your auditorium, perform, let people know of you. And then what you do is, in the meantime, you know what types of people are there at that time on a consistent basis. Then you can approach them and start building relationships with them. So be the trainer everyone knows and talks about in the gym. Just be seen, be on the gym floor, talk to people. Make sure that everyone knows who you are, whether they have the money to pay for your one-to-one services or not. Everyone in the gym should know who you are. And then until that stage, you need to keep doing stuff to get to that stage. Another thing that I like to do when I used to be on the gym floor is find a common interest which is outside of fitness, i.e. their hobbies. So for me now, if someone's a dad, I feel like I have a bond with them. Where before I became a dad, I didn't really have that bond. And it's a weird one. So if you can find a common interest, whether it's football, whether it's hobbies, whether it's computer gaming, whether it's shopping or anything which is outside of fitness all the time, this I think is a really good thing to just take things away from fitness and the emphasis on that, and then more on just being a human and being relatable. Another option you could do is video analysis. So there's little apps and stuff like that. So you could put on the gym floor, you're going to be doing a squat analysis between this time, and you go around and you ask people if they have any, if they would like to have their squat analysed, and you give some feedback. Again, being proactive rather than being sitting back and waiting for someone to pick up your business card and then go, oh, I'm going to pay you all the money. It doesn't really work that way. Another option I want you to do is actually go through the client journey when they walk into the gym. So each gym will have different layouts, different routes. So what I want you to do is think about when someone comes in, what is the first thing they see? Then what's the second? Then what's the third? And this could be where you place your exercise of the day. So if your target audience were females, you could have a path where on the back of the door, and this will be dependent on what the gym allows you in different, whether it's privately owned gyms or publicly owned gyms, there's going to be differences there. But you could have an exercise of the day on the actual inside of the changing room door for when they're coming out. So before they go towards the gym, they're going, oh, they're looking at that, and they may incorporate that. And then when they see you on the gym floor, and you could have maybe on that handout, on that flyer, if you see me on the gym floor and you want me to go through it in person, please just grab me and I'll more than happily go through that exercise. Little things like that. Free protein smoothies. Make the smoothies, as I said, try and get their email by just saying, if you want a recipe, put your email here and I'll send it through. Take as many gym classes as possible. And most people, when they start in the fitness industry, they're like, oh, I don't want to have to do the classes. Or you may be in a gym where you have to do a certain number of hours or take a certain number of classes so you actually get the rent free. You don't have to pay any rent. So take as many classes as possible and look at how you can post-class give them something of value where you can actually collect that data. Put on free workshops, put them on during times that you have free. So if you really want to fill that 11 to 12 time, you could train during that time, but maybe a better use of that time would be to put on a workshop then, because if people turn up during that time, they'll more than likely be freely available during that time on an ongoing basis. Another one which is done really well is this thing where you get ping pong balls, you put it in a jar or any type of thing which goes into a jar, and you get people to guesstimate how many of those ping pong balls, for example, are in that jar. And rather than just winning a free PT session, it could be they win 4 weeks worth of personal training 3 times a week. And then what you could do is part of that thing is to document that. So you're doing it in person, but you may be vlogging it on YouTube. So again, combining both offline and online. The beautiful thing about this is, even though there's one winner for the 4 weeks worth of free coaching, everyone's a runner-up. And what they win is a free PT session, a taster session. And let's say 100 people enter. Now I've had people use this and have hundreds and hundreds of members enter. That again is then collecting leads, because when they're guesstimating, they may be putting their phone number down or they may be putting their email down. And that's when we can actually retarget them and get them in for that free session, or give them something of value which maybe not 4 weeks free, but another option. So you could have maybe a winner's prize, a runner-up prize, and then prices thereafter for everyone else who were either didn't get it right or wasn't that close to the actual number in the jar. As I said, give out recipes post-class, pad work sessions. The reason why I like these, one, because they're a bit loud, so people are like, what's going on? But most people don't really know how to punch properly. And what you'll do then is when you're doing these pad work sessions, it enables you to demonstrate, and this is obviously if you know how to do it yourself, or maybe you do your level 352 pad work course to enable you to be able to show someone how to punch properly. But the beautiful thing of this is it's not really like lifting weights or talking about nutrition. And because most people are not very good at it, when you give them a few teaching points, it demonstrates your ability as a coach to then give them coaching points, and they can improve really quick in a short space of time. So what that enables them to do is experience how you could maybe help them outside of just pad work, and maybe more on to do with their training or their nutrition. As I said, exercise of the day works really well. Try and have maybe a visual as well as a video as well, so it helps people. Take as many inductions as possible. That first impression is important. I remember when I first went into the gym, the guy Andy done it. And when I was only maybe 16, 17 at the time, but then because that was my first ever experience in the gym, whenever Andy was working, I'd always chat to him because of that first impression. So don't frown upon inductions, use them as an opportunity to demonstrate your value and to actually help people out. And who knows, they may pick you as a trainer. You never know. So there's some of the gym floor stuff. Now we're going to be looking at some offline marketing strategies. So like flyers. So I'm going to pick a few of these, and again, you can pause the screen, you can look through them. The flyers could be a good way where you could actually put some flyers through letterboxes. Yes, it works, but don't just put a flyer through just saying, I'm a PT, pay me money. Make it as if more of a competition for them to sign up to something, to get something of value. Collect that data, and like what we did with the ping pong balls, we are expanding outside the gym using the flyers, and that enables us to collect that information to then be able to talk to those individuals and hopefully provide value, and then as a byproduct of that, maybe get them as a client. Another thing could be your workshops, as you said, put on lifting workshop, cooking workshops. Another thing I really want to highlight as well is the gym profile and notice board. Stand out to your avatar, call them out. My name is whatever it is, and I specialize in just one thing. Don't specialize in 110 different things, because people are quite smart and they're going to realize that to specialize in anything, you have to dedicate a lot of time, energy, and effort to really, truly specialize in that. And even if you're new to the industry, or you're thinking of becoming a trainer, or you've been a trainer for many, many years, being a specialist doesn't necessarily mean that you are really intelligent in that and you have vast experience in it. It just means you are focusing on that one specific thing that you want to specialize in. So a few that I want to pick from these is maybe do a charity event. And if you can actually entail that with maybe a world record, then it's a good thing. It's helping your community. It's helping you maybe link up with other businesses, like we saw on the previous slide of Biz Devin, and you run a charity event for a good cause, and it just helps, one, make money for a good cause, and two, build your own brand awareness, and it helps people out. Other things you could do, maybe if you have a facility, is like an A-frame. Now those little boards outside which says, here's a gym, be a little bit quirky with it. You see it all the time. If you're just, oh, here's a gym or local personal trainer, like it's not really going to appeal. So be a little bit different. And it could be an A-frame outside the gym to let people know that there's a gym there. This is important, especially if your gym is maybe down a road and it's hard to find. It's not on like a high street or main road where people can really see that it's a gym. What I want you to take away from this is be the hunter, be proactive. You see, you're the trainer, you want to hunt down new clients. It's very rare that they're just going to come up to you, especially if you're starting off. They're not just going to come up to you and be like, take my money, train me, you're amazing. That doesn't happen. Very rare that actually happens. And if it does, it's a rare occasion. What I need to do is, even though we've gone through offline strategies today, in the next unit where we look at online marketing, the best of both is not to just be like, back in my day, there weren't no internet or social media, I got enough clients. Yeah, that's the case, and that works, but it still comes back down to the principles. Brand awareness, getting people to know you, getting people to like you, and getting them to trust you. And that's where the value and solution process and the problem value solution coherently work together. So just because it worked in 2000 doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work in 2023. And if you have the option to have social media account, it just gives you more fishing rods in the ocean to try and provide value to get people to know of you. So we shouldn't just be like, I'm anti this or I'm anti that. Use the best of both. Talk to members on the gym floor, then get them into your online Facebook group maybe, where you give out free information. So you could have the exercise of the video, exercise of the day handout, and you say, if you want the videos, join our free group and you'll get videos sent through at 6 a.m. every single day. And you could schedule those in the group. And what it enables you to do is you have both offline and online, is you can provide value 24/7, 365, and not just rely on those people turning up 3 hours every single week to use the gym. So in the next unit, we're going to go through social media and different online marketing strategies. What I want you to do for this unit is to continue to provide value every single day to your avatar. So what I want you to do is review. What did you do today that could help people? Did you post on Instagram? Did you talk to someone on the gym floor? Did you send out an email? Did you put on a workshop? If you've done none of those, you gave yourself 0 opportunities to provide value to the world. and the chances of you getting new clients and new business is going to be very slim when you're not providing any value. So what I want you to do is mix up your value building strategies and be creative with those. I want you to select 2 gym floor strategies and 1 offline marketing strategy per month. Go through them all and go, I want this one, that one, and that one. 3 maybe too many, maybe select 2 starting off, maybe select 1 to just get you into it. So you've not got too many things to try and think of. Think of that and start implementing. And then what I want you to do is analyze what worked well in getting you clients in the first place. If you already have clients, look back and think about, how did I get that client? How did I get that client? And if it was a flyer, for example, in a competition, and it managed to bring you maybe 10 new clients and you just stopped doing it, that's not really smart. Do it again. Keep using something. If something's working, keep going and keep going and keep going until it doesn't work. And then if it doesn't work, maybe tweak it or then try something new. But if it's working well, then just keep with it until it stops working well. I hope you enjoyed that unit, and I'll see you in Module 4, Unit 3 next.